Today, there are individuals on YouTube and through other means who are interpreting these things, interpreting the Freemasonic system, the symbolism relating to Dajjal, and have described that Dajjal, when he will travel, he will come for 40 days. One day will be like a year, another day will be like a month, another day will be like a week, and the rest of the days will be like normal days. This man Tamim Dari was a Christian, later accepted Islam. Radiyallahu ta'ala an. Sayyidina Tamim Dari, when he went, because we were shipwrecked. At that time when we were shipwrecked, we seen and standing before us, we seen a hairy beast type animal. And he had hair from the top of his head to his toes. And we said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am the Jasasa." And Jasasa means spy. I am the spy. And they were amazed to see this. Tamim Dari said he was amazed. And he said, "I will show you something even more amazing." And he took them to a monastery, a cave. When they arrived there, they found that the Dajjal was tied up like this. He was tied up, and they began to speak to him. And the Dajjal began to ask about certain things. He began to ask about Nakhle Bisan, and he began to ask about the Bahiratul Tabariya, and he began to ask about the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, that has the final Prophet arrived? And they said, yes, the final Prophet has arrived. And the Dajjal said, whoever believes in him will be saved from me. When Tamim Dari was shown their way and came back to the Arabian Peninsula, when Sayyidina Tamim Dari arrived back there, he came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam and described the entire story, narrated everything. Rasulullah salam, in a number of ahadith, warned the Sahaba. Rasulullah salam said, every prophet before me warned about the Dajjal, and I warn my ummah about the Dajjal. He will be the biggest fitna that will come upon my ummah. He is a liar. Dajjal, the word Dajjal, Dajjala, it means the one who excessively lies. What will he do? He will claim to be God. And what? He will say, believe in me, I am your Lord. Shall I bring your parents back to life? And people will, because the iman will be so weak, they'll say, yes, bring our parents back to life. And then he will have shaitans working for him. He will have devils working for him. And shaitan can imitate forms, so other than the form of the Prophet ﷺ. He cannot imitate the form of Rasulullah ﷺ. And Allah Almighty has no form. Shaitan will imitate the form of that man's parents, whoever he may be. And the Dajjal will say, am I your Lord? And those parents, those shayateen will say, yes, you are. And they'll say, look, your parents have said, and he will believe. Whoever believes in him will be destroyed. Nabi alayhi salam said the Dajjal will have two rivers with him. He will have one river of water, and he will have fire in his other hand. Not two rivers, he will have a river and a fire. In one river, in the one that will be the river in reality will be fire. And the fire will in reality be water. And the one who chooses the fire will go into water. And the one who chooses water will go into the fire. He will be a mass illusionist, magician. He will try tricks on people. He will try to trick people, the iman. He will stand and will have shayateen with him. He will cover every single part of the land. This is what he said to Tamim Dari. He said, I will cover all of the land. Every part of the world I shall enter except two places. I will not be able to enter Haram-e Makkah and Haram-e Medina Munawwara. For on every gate there will be 7 gates, and on each gate there will be 2 angels. And Nabi alayhi salam said that an illness, plague, and Dajjal will never enter into Medina Munawwara. Allah has protected them. the city of Medina Munawwara and Makkah Mukarramah from Dajjal. How lucky will those believers be in those haramain who will be saved from Dajjal. Dajjal said, I will test everyone, and he will only come for 40 days. When Dajjal will come and arrive, and he will begin to test. One man will stand in front of Dajjal, and he will say, who is your Lord? And he will say, my Lord is Allah. And he will swipe him into half, kill him. He will be chopped into two halves. And then the angels will bring him back. And they will see, Dajjal will perform an illusion. Individuals, mufassirin, muhaddithin, scholars have interpreted this. Who is that guy and man who will be tested by Dajjal? It will be Sayyidina Khidr alayhi salam. Sayyidina Khadir or Khidr, who is a wali of Allah Almighty, it will be him. Allahu Akbar. And this is an interpretation. When Rasulullah salam described Dajjal, Nabi salam said Dajjal will have curly hair. He will have a long nose that will be crooked and bent. He will have long nails. Dajjal will have two eyes. One eye will be closed and drooping like a grape, and the other eye will be open. And between his eyes there will be written Kafa and Ra. And everybody will be able to read this. Especially those who have Iman. They will be able to read Kafa Ra, yani Kafir. Those who have Iman will know. See, this is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Ummah. And this will be the biggest test on the Ummah. And the greatest army that shall ever be assembled will be the army of Mahdi, who will fight Dajjal. That army will fight who? Dajjal. And Dajjal will have 70,000 Jews of Asfahan waiting for him. No need for this. 70,000 Jews of Asfahan will be waiting for Dajjal. And they will be wearing a certain piece of cloth around them. And they will have shoes which shall have hair on them. And these individuals, the Jews that will be waiting, see, why will the Jews, Rasulullah said the Jews will wait for them. Because the Jews are waiting for the promised Messiah, the Messiah. See, Sayyidina Isa is known as Masih, the son of Maryam, the Messiah, the chosen Messiah, the true Messiah. Dajjal is the Antichrist. And we say Sayyidina Isa is Jesus Christ. And the Antichrist will be Dajjal, the liar. And when Isa came, the Jews turned against him. Because they said, we was waiting for the chosen one. You are not, and they killed him. And they are still waiting for the arrival of Dajjal. And the ahadith prove this. They are waiting for the arrival of Dajjal. Dajjal, when he shall arrive, and his army will be waiting for him. They will assemble and a great war will occur. Great battle will occur between the Muslims and the Jews. When Sayyidina Isa will arrive in Baytul Muqaddas, Dajjal will be in that area. And when Dajjal will see Sayyidina Isa, he will begin to melt like salt melts. He will begin to melt. Seeing Dajjal, seeing Sayyidina Isa, Dajjal will begin to melt. Melting here doesn't mean literally melting. Yani he will become scared. He will fear Isa. Isa then will chase him until they arrive at a place called Bab al-Lud. Bab Lud. Bab, you should know this and tell your children. These are things that will happen in the future. And we need to prepare our youth for them to know about these things. Maybe not in our time, maybe in 200-300 years' time. But Allah protect our families, our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren who will come. If Allah blesses us with them, Allah Ta'ala blesses us with those children, that their Iman is strong at that time. The Iman doesn't get weak at that time. When Dajjal will come at Bab al-Lud, which is near Tel Aviv airport. I've actually visited this place. When you go to the blessed land of Palestine, you will visit the place of Lud. They'll show you. It is a well. Dajjal will be killed on that point. That is the point where Dajjal will be killed by Isa alayhi salam.